Hello, and welcome to TQQ, Tech Quickie with Quinn. Today, with the holiday season right around the corner, we're going to be talking about laptops and which one's right for you. This is going to be part of a two-part series. In this part, we're going to be talking about operating systems. And if you don't know what that means, that's okay. We'll get to that in a minute. Second part, we're going to be talking about specifically which computer is best for you based on your choice of operating system. Let's get started. So what is an operating system? An operating system is what goes on your computer to make it run. Today there's four major types of operating systems. You have Windows, macOS, Linux, and ChromeOS. We'll talk about each one of these and discuss the pros and cons of each one so you can make the decision for yourself which one's best for you. So let's start with Windows. Windows is one of the most popular operating systems today. Why is that? Well, Windows is popular for two major reasons. One is that it's flexible, and two, that it's easy to use. Windows is flexible, so it can be installed on a wide variety of computers. I have a Dell computer over here, a Lenovo computer here, and a Microsoft computer here. And Windows runs on all three of these computers, which means that regardless of which brand you are looking at, Windows can most likely be used on it. Next, let's talk about macOS. macOS has also been around for a long time. The downside to macOS, though, is that it can only be used on Apple computers, like this one. Since it can only be on Apple computers, that means that you're stuck with one brand to choose from, and that there's no flexibility in getting different sorts of hardware. The third option that I want to talk about is ChromeOS. ChromeOS is a growing operating system that's now found being used a lot more in education. Why is that? It's mainly because it's really cheap to run. That means that it doesn't need a lot of resources on the computer and can be run on cheaper hardware, but it's great for a lot of things that you might do in education, such as using Google Classroom, going to Google Docs, etc. The downside is that you can't download applications to the computer like you can with Windows or macOS. Most things are done through connectivity to the web. The third operating system I want to talk about is Linux. Linux isn't talked about very much because it's normally known as more of an advanced operating system. That being said, it still can be very easy to use. There's different types of Linux, and one of the most popular for easy to use is called Elementary OS. Elementary OS provides a user interface that's somewhat of a mix between Windows and macOS, and it's easy to use. The problem is that you don't find it pre-installed on a lot of computers, meaning that it takes a little bit extra work to get it working. Take a look at this chart, which provides a summary of the operating systems that we've talked about today. Once you've done that, keep your eye out for part 2, where we're going to be talking about the specific brands of computers based on your operating choice.